So let's talk about mom guilt. It's super annoying, unhelpful, in a job that is already unbelievably difficult. Whether you're a full-time stay-at-home mom like me and you feel guilty because you don't love every second, or you feel guilty because you feel like you should be making an outside income, or whether you are working full-time and you wish you could stay home, or you're working full-time and you're perfectly happy with working, but you feel a little bit of guilt because you don't feel guilty. It just has us running around in circles. And that is one thing that I kept coming back to with my time at the counselor. I want to share with you the inside scoop on some of my counseling sessions I've had. And one thing she stressed with me that I thought was extremely helpful was, whoa, we need to figure out what's happening here, because what you're doing is you're staying home and you're experiencing normal things in motherhood, so why is there guilt attached? One thing she really stressed was developing a healthy and realistic view of motherhood. And that has been tremendously helpful for me because I've spent a lot of time feeling bad because I don't look like a certain mom, or I don't feel like I'm exploding with joy every second, and I know that I'm lucky to be home. So she really helped me with defining a healthy and realistic view of motherhood. Some of the things she said, we have to be realistic, because sometimes motherhood looks like cereal's on the menu for dinner, or guess what, fast food, oh no. Or sometimes we're going to yell. Sometimes we're going to be impatient and we're going to say things that we wish we didn't say.
Nobody can be on 24/7. And oftentimes it's what you're doing when you're a parent. And she said, you're going to snap. Everybody needs a protected time. And even if that protected time looks like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes where you just go for a walk by yourself, take a drive, where you go work out, but that's your protected time and you have it every day.
We need to identify and develop a healthy view of motherhood and then hold ourselves to that. Sometimes being impatient and losing our temper can really be redemptive if we stick with what she calls the rupture and repair cycle, which assumes that, guess what, parents aren't perfect and sometimes we're going to mess up. And what's more important than the rupture is the repair. Sometimes that means apologizing and saying, will you forgive me? Sometimes that means a hug and saying, I will do better next time. And sometimes that means asking a good question like, how did that make you feel when mommy yelled? And that doesn't sound very fun to me, but she said that if we see a consequence for when we lose our temper, there's a good chance that it can motivate us to do better next time. Lastly, if you find yourself in the moment where you can tell that you're starting to lose your cool, she said physically taking your finger and putting it over your mouth will help you not say the things. It sounds almost humorous, but she said there's something about the physical act of taking your finger that keeps you from saying something that you regret. So for me, it feels oversimplistic to think that I can just redefine a realistic expectation of motherhood. But that's really the heart of therapy. She climbed in my head and has helped me see where there was wrong thinking, which was this idea of motherhood that I thought I kept falling short of and falling short of and falling short of, resulting in all this mom guilt. So once she crawled in my head and helped me uncover the wrong thinking, it was a chain reaction. Thinking affects emotion, affects action and reaction to things. So now I can hold myself with everything I can to the best of my ability, hold myself to this realistic expectation of motherhood, which I'm doing. I am doing the motherhood thing perfectly imperfect. And you can do this. You're doing a good job. You are the perfect parent for your kid. I really respect this girl who did my counseling, and she recommended the book, The Supermom Myth: Conquering the Dirty Villains of Motherhood. If you've enjoyed our time together and you've enjoyed the tips, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. What? You need help wiping? My kid needs help wiping? So until next time, this has been Becky, #NoFilter.